Hey, this is JR, the TechSpat OTG. Today, I'm just kind of wondering if YouTube will take my license to make videos away for not owning a wireless mic. According to all the influencers that you see online, if you don't own a wireless mic, you just aren't a YouTube creator. Well, I've made about 570 YouTube videos and I haven't touched a wireless mic. I think that it is possible that you can get away with it. About 8 years ago when I started this adventure of making videos as a hobby, microphone setup was pretty simple and it was determined by my camera. My camera was a Sony a5100, and the a5100 has a really poor quality internal mic and doesn't have any kind of mic jack for an external mic. So pretty much you have either bad audio or you have to look for an alternate solution. My first audio came from my phone, my little LG phone, and a Boya microphone that I got online. I think I paid about $30 for this little microphone. It just plugs in like that. It's pretty simple. The only problem is where do you put it? You can put it in your shirt pocket, then that's okay. Or if you're in a situation where you can't put it in your shirt pocket, where do you put it? Sometimes maybe laying it on a table if you can, maybe standing it up against something. But overall, it's not a great solution. Of course, not to be deterred, I moved on and decided that what I really needed was a lavalier mic with a cable. And I got one. It was a little Boya microphone also, and it's got a cable. The cable's got to be like 10 meters long or something. It's really way too long. But they're only about $20, and you can plug them into just about anything and get a recording. And the recording quality of the microphone is actually pretty good. You're listening to it now. I've made quite a number of videos using just these lavaliers. I've never seen a reason to get a higher quality lavalier for YouTube. Just didn't make sense. It's one of those things where it's not a value proposition. So anyway, my first solution was the phone with the little plug-in mic, and then the phone with a Boya lavalier mic. That took me through kind of like stage one of headed toward a wireless solution. Not really. So the next place I went was field recorders. I got a hold of a Tascam DR100 Mark II. It's an excellent field recorder with excellent preamps. Sounds great. I bought that and I started using it for most of my videos. It has a portability problem in that you're kind of wired to a big heavy recorder. The sound quality is really good, and usually you can find a place to sit it. And with those Boya lavalier mics having those long cables, you generally didn't have a problem with where to put the microphone and where to put the recorder. Also, you just couldn't beat the sound quality from this thing, and it would take two microphones in the two inputs, and you could do interviews and things like that. You couldn't do that with the phone. It only had one input. So it was a real move up for me. My next recorder idea was to get a pocket recorder, and I did. I got these little Tascam pocket recorders. This is a DR10X. And it's called an X because it differs from the lavalier version of it in that it has an XLR port on it. I can plug it in directly to my field interview microphone, and it's a one-piece unit. I can also put in that little adapter you see on here and plug in a wire. So it's really good. It's very versatile and it's very portable. You can stick it in your pocket, run up lavalier up to your collar. You can plug it in that interview mic, walk around and do interviews at shows and other places where you might want to talk to some people out in public, and it's really good. The sound quality from the Tascam is first rate. I don't think I'd ever choose a different field recorder unless I upgraded to one of their new field recorders that has 32-bit float. I only have one recorder now, a Zoom F6 that has 32-bit float. I haven't really seen a need for it. I actually haven't used it much. I think in the future, 32-bit float's going to be a good thing to have. Everybody's going to have it, and it'll be a pretty much universal thing. The 32-bit float, being able to prevent clipping, that's a plus, I'll tell you. I don't really have much of a problem with clipping my audio. Probably the thing that I've had a problem with more than anything is setting my gain on the wrong switch setting and it being too low. If I had 32-bit recording, I could have brought that up and it would have saved my audio and made it sound a lot better. 32-bit float's here to stay, and as I replace equipment, I'm going that way. I think that's the smart thing to do. All right, last but not least, this is the most important thing. I don't like wireless microphones and I'm not going to buy one, not going to use them unless I'm just forced to. I'm going to stay with pocket recorders and field recorders, and that's because of interference, dropouts, all kinds of things that are caused by the radio transmitters in them, and also the fact that nearly all the ones that are budget models have built-in batteries, and I am an absolute built-in battery curmudgeon. I hate those things. I don't want anything with a built-in battery. Yeah, I'm sticking with what I've got. I like what I've got. I'm not gonna go wireless. If I do go wireless, it'll have to be a good UHF unit. It won't be one of these 2.4 units that are the consumer or prosumer versions, like the DJI mic or the Rode mic. None of those. Hollyland makes some. They're all over the place, and I just not going to get one. Built-in battery and the interference is a big problem. Some of the new models have 32-bit recording built into the transmitter, which is good, but then again, if you have a problem with transmission, then you got extra work to do, because you got to go find that recording on the transmitter and replace it in your damaged audio. It's just it's an extra step that you shouldn't have to go through, and I don't have to go through it, not with my pocket recorders. The only time I've had a failure with my pocket recorders was my own fault, and that was for not setting the gain correctly. I had it set for the interview mics, and then when I plugged my lavalier in it, I didn't change the gain back, and it was wrong, and I had a bad recording. I was able to pretty much fix it, but boy, I could hear the difference. I don't know if the YouTubers could or not. Well, that's about it for me. I think that I'll probably stick with the stuff I've got, not going wireless, and I hope that they don't make that a requirement on YouTube. It seems like everything's going wireless, and if you don't have a wireless mic, you're just not a YouTuber. So this is JR, the TechSpat OTG, saying thanks for watching.